Donkey
I love
Kong.
Donkey Kong. I love Donkey Kong. He's so cool. Seth Rogen,
I
I get why they picked him, but he also said, guys, I'm not a voice actor. I just want you to know I can't do voices. So if you want me, I'm doing my voice. And they wanted him because of his voice. I think it worked well. I
I
think you
think so
could,
too. It's a
he had a
very
funny
like
side to him.
yes, yes, and he has that kind of like deeper voice that just it works as Donkey Kong. He's like a goofy, and I loved Donkey Kong's model. It looked amazing. I was
Yeah.
sold for that first picture we saw of him. Yeah, it was great.
I love the dancing he did. He's let's give
Exactly.
the people what they want, and the pecs are dancing. The pecs be popping. And his laugh, Seth Rogen's laugh actually worked for like Donkey Kong when he was doing like his,
His like
ape
chuckle.
laugh chuckle, that
Yeah,
was good.
yeah.
They go to DK
Is it Kong?
Palace, Kong Island.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know if it's Kong
yeah.
Island. They go to
I don't
DK
know.
Palace and they
Yeah,
get there. The guy at the gate, Peach is like, we're here to see the king or whatever. And he opens the gate and they get in the car, which I think is a great way to show that it's like a little hint later because it creates the Mario Kart sequence that everybody knows from the trailers. It's like Diddy Kong Racing. It's a little nod to
yes,
like why the carts are there, you know?
exactly.
But the racetrack that he does to get him into DK Palace is so cool. Like I
That was
want
one of
that
my
as an actual
favorite
Mario Kart
scenes.
course.
Exactly. And like the different roads that kind of cut off from the main area and then like you do the loops and everything. That was one of
Yeah.
my favorite scenes because it's I like that like tropical vibe. So it
Yeah.
had like the sun and it had the water and all of like the huts and everything. It looks so cool. And then
Yeah.
we're
And
at the
this
palace.
the speed of it's crazy. How they showed the speed of the car and how he's just hitting off
Yes.
all the other guys on the road. And then they
Exactly.
showed the banana. They showed the banana. He ate a banana and threw it, and one guy from the town, he just slipped off and went into the water. That was cool.
Exactly.
We see all the Kongs. I love the Kongs, and you see Cranky Kong. And then I was looking throughout the entire stadium. I was trying to find Diddy because there's a lot of Kongs, and a lot of them are small. But I'm glad that when they're chanting "Go DK" and then Diddy Kong yells, and then Cranky points him out, so the camera pans to him, and he's next to Dixie, and he's next to Funky Kong, and it was a nice little like. And Diddy has like one line, but it's a nice little Easter egg because I would love a Donkey Kong movie.
I
I would
absolutely
love King K. Rool. I would love a Donkey Kong movie.
right. We have the perfect villain for him.
Yeah,
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 it sets
and
up
they
so
already have all the
nicely.
models.
Exactly. Exactly.
Everything's made.
Yep. I totally agree. I'm glad they showed Diddy and Trixie Kong because yeah, it's just like I'm doing the work. Like I'm looking everywhere and I don't see
Yeah,
them. They're like, okay, here you go. You can
here you
have
go.
this one.
You've been waiting long enough. Here's your
Exactly.
star. And
Yep.
what I loved when Donkey Kong showed up, it's kind of like Thor Ragnarok when Hulk showed up. When the doors open and it's like, oh my god, who's coming through? But it wasn't like a serious, Hulk. He came in and he was dancing, right? He was sitting. He's
Exactly.
like giving them what they want to see, and he's sitting in with the peck pops. But what's
Exactly.
funny, I think you noticed this too. They did the DK rap in the
Yes.
background as he was coming out, and everybody
Yep.
was singing the DK rap. Oh, it was so cool. I don't know if you noticed this, but it's set up exactly like a Donkey Kong retro Donkey Kong game where
Yeah.
the platforms are all on angles and like there's a straight, so it's like you're playing an old school Donkey Kong game. And there was one point in their fight where I think I looked at you and I said, "Oh, it's like the Donkey Kong game," because there was one point he was rolling the barrels at Mario and Mario was hopping over him.
Exactly.
It was such a nice little Easter egg. I was like, see you.
Yeah, so they had everything in it. And then
And
we
then
we
and then we see Cat Mario.
yeah.
We get Cat Mario after all the failing he's doing. He's clearly losing the fight. He stands no chance. But then Peach believes
Absolutely.
in him and she's like, "You can do it." And he finally gets, the question block, and he pops in.
Uh-huh.
It's Cat Mario, and then after that, it's all downhill for Donkey Kong. And it's
Game
such
over.
an it's like a 5-6 minute sequence, I think, for the whole thing. But it's so fast paced and it's so enjoyable to watch because you have a new character. You're like, oh, the new dynamic. You have a power up. Everything's happening, and
Yeah.
then Mario finally wins, and then Donkey Kong's like, "Oh, okay, I give up." And then Cranky Kong's like, "All right, I'll give you the army." Because that's what the
Exactly.
stipulation he had. If you can beat Donkey Kong, I'll give you the army.
Exactly. Again, waste no time, but it builds tension really, really well because Mario sees Donkey Kong. He's like, "Ooh, this is going to be challenging." He goes for the power up. It's the mini mushroom. Gets whooped,
Yeah.
and
I forgot.
and
Yeah, he gets the mini one first.
then finally he's able to land the cat Mario suit, and then game over. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's just everything happened at such a good pace, and now we're on to the Kong army heading out to defend
Yeah.
the Mushroom Kingdom.